All right, all right, all right. Welcome back. Habari za asubuhi, habari za mchana, habari za jioni. Brothers and sisters all over the world. Kakas and dadas, dadas and kakas. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Whatever time of the day this message finds you, brothers and sisters all over the world. The name of this channel is The African Times, and I'm Thomas. All right, hey everybody, this is it's late night. Just thought I'd pop in, give you some good news. Been doing some pretty heavy topics lately, and have to stop and take some time and let you know some of the good things that are happening. And this is kind of like a follow-up to something that was very, very good that happened to me about a year ago here in Tanzania. Some of you who have been following the program, the broadcasts about our time here in Tanzania, will recall that I told you they have some of the best medical care in the world here, Dar es Salaam. Top-notch medical professionals, caring medical professionals. I told many of you before, I had to have a procedure done for my daughter. And it was a very important procedure because when I was in America and my daughter was born, she was born okay. She was fine. There's nothing wrong. She was a normal kid. In fact, she was just a great, great kid. I remember I would go to pick her up from daycare. Um, drop her off in the morning. Then after work, I would go and pick her up. And she was just a very, very vibrant, like happy, like tremendously happy kid. And when I would come to pick her up, she would see me. And as soon as she saw me, she would just start running, "Daddy, Daddy," and she would just start running down the hall. I mean, and it made me feel so good. It warmed my heart every day, no matter what I was going through, no matter what I was feeling. Whenever I went to pick my daughter up, she would just run to me. I knew she loved me, and she'd just have the biggest smile on her face, and she'd just be happy. Strong girl, strong kid. And so it gave me joy. Well, as she got closer to, say, maybe 2 years old, 3 years old, her legs, they started to, at her knees, they started to move inward, in an inward direction. Knock knees is what it's called. But one leg was pretty severe. Her left leg, it was pretty severe. And this little girl who had been running to me ever since she was old enough to be able to run, she lost that ability. And I could see in her that she was aware that she had lost that ability. She's a very, very bright kid, and always has been from, like, just when she was born, you could look in her eyes and see that she was aware, she was conscious, and she was thinking about the environment that she had just come into from the womb. So it hurt me deeply because she loved to run. She was a happy kid, and she loved to run and be active. And so I remember having conversations with her, and this is how bright she was. She would try to do something like walk or run, and I told her, she noticed. She brought it up to me. I told you she noticed that there was an issue with her legs, and she brought it up to me. She said, you know, I can't run now, Daddy. I can't run now. Um, and I told her, uh, oh no, you'll be able to run. No, your legs just have to get a little stronger, and you'll be able to run. So no worries, babe. And she remembered that conversation. So every time there was an issue where she was about to run to me, she would tell me, I can't run right now, Daddy, but my legs are going to get stronger. And when they get stronger, I'm going to run. And it hurt me. I remember that, man, many times, just, I would just cry because um, we went to the doctor, you know, we would ask, is everything okay? And at this time, we were trying to find a doctor that looked like us. But we ran into a couple of, W's. And they would just say, oh, it's normal. And they would confirm some of the things that we read in the internet, on the internet and Google or whatever, that uh, between the ages of 3 and I think 7, the kid will, it's normal for a kid to have this happen to their legs, where their legs just start to come in like this, and they will and they will grow out of it. They will grow out of it. So you know ah sorry guys, hang in there, sorry about that, it fell down. So I may edit it out, but we were concerned because it looked unusual, and we've seen people in their adult lives who have the same problem, and they didn't grow out of it. So we didn't trust what we read, and we always knew that we've always been skeptical somewhat of the U.S. medical system and their approach, particularly to us as people, you know, and that they may have some desire to not help us completely or actually harm us. So anyway, like I was telling you, it hurt me, and I cried many times about it. Now, when we came here, I think she might have been 4. Yeah, she might have been 4, turning 4, because I think she just turned. Should be turning. Yeah, she'll be turning 6 this month. So her legs were they were going in, and we knew they were going in, and the left one really got even more severe, to the point where we would go down the street, we would be walking, people would stop us here in Tanzania, and they would be like, oh, pole, pole, which means like sorry, and they would say, is she okay? Is she in any pain? And she wouldn't be. And she could, at this point, her legs did get stronger, and she could run. So then at this point, it was just really a cosmetic issue. Now, later in life, if it was going to cause her some kind of discomfort, maybe arthritic discomfort or something like that, we didn't want to even take that chance. My concern when we were in America was that they would say it was cosmetic, so they wouldn't cover it with insurance, and then we would have to, um, we'd have to come out of pocket, and it's very expensive. You know, you I just did a video on it. You know how they do. It's very expensive. So here, we were coming in, and we were, by every means that was necessary, whatever it took, whatever amount of money it took, we were going to get it fixed. And we would have approached it that way in America too, even if we had to take out loans or whatever. But here, uh, we were able to get insurance. They have insurance here. You can get it. And we went to CCBRT. We were told that it's just an incredible hospital for addressing deformities of children. And I remember when we went there, there was they have a TV screen showing you some of their work. So you're sitting there and you're looking at images of children who have these deformities from their mouth, arms, hands, legs, feet, and they show you the before pictures and they show you the after pictures. So, uh, seeing on that screen some of the amazing things that they did, I was, I was feeling good. I was hopeful and leaning towards what would be a positive result. Now, so let me stop here. Let me show you. I want to show you an X-ray. I think we have first X-ray. Let me show you an X-ray of what the legs look like. There are two X-rays. So I want to show you the first one is what they look like. I think this is the first X-ray. Okay. All right, hold on. Let me show you. Okay. Did you see that? I may even include a picture. I think I think I may have a picture that we took of her standing uh, outside of the X-ray, so you could see. But the X-ray is pretty descriptive. You get an idea of what she was dealing with, and she's a strong kid, happy kid. So she never once, you know, never once talked about appearance or anything like that. She just went on with her life, and she would run and jump, and she would say, I'm getting fast, and I'm getting fast." And the beauty is she would run, and she would throw her hands out back like this, like she's running, flying through the wind. And I just love her. I just love her. So when we went and we did the initial consultation, they told us that the gold standard is surgery. They'll put a brace, a clamp on each, uh, the inside of her leg at her knee. And that brace, that clamp, it would be internal, it would be under the skin, so she wouldn't see it, nobody would see it. But it might take 6 months to a year for it to correct the problem. Now, we were nervous about that. We were very nervous because it's our child's life, and we're very serious about our children, all children. Because remember, I told you all children are my children. So she, we asked about an external brace that maybe we can put on the legs, that she could wear, maybe wear it at night, sleep in it, take it to school. And they told us, yeah, you could do that, and it's up to you. It's your choice. But the gold standard again is this surgery, and the outcome, they were saying like 98%, uh, 98%. The outcome would be uh, good. And so we were like, okay, all right. Well, we talked about it. We were nervous. We went home and we talked about it. And we were like, hmm, if she wears both braces, that means when she goes to school, both of her legs will be in these braces. She's gonna walk around as external. Kids will see it. She's gonna have to do that for a year, maybe two. And we were like, uh, we didn't want to put her through that, because. And then we had talked to as many people as we could, both in the States and here, about braces to see if an external brace would solve the problem. And uh, we knew people close to us who had the same problem our daughter has, and they tried the braces, and the braces, it didn't work. It helped a little bit, But the problem still exists, and even as these people that we talked about, they were adults now, and they still have the same problem. So we decided to go ahead and have the procedure. And that's where we did the video where we told you guys we went there and the service was great. Doctor gave his personal number, called us, we talked to him outside the office. Everything is just unlike what we experienced in the States with the doctors. The doctors, they have very little time to talk with you. In my experience, I'm not saying everybody's experience. Maybe you had a doctor, they loved you and they took care of you and talked to you outside. Remember when we were younger, I know I'm old enough to remember, oh, doctor come by the house call. Nah, none of that anymore that I know of before I left. So, but these doctors, and particularly the doctor that did our surgery, his brother looked like me and you, a young brother too, maybe 35, and he told us, no, it's going to be okay. So you saw the X-ray. Now I'm going to show you the X-ray from maybe I don't know, maybe 6 months ago. So 6 months in, after having the procedure done, this next X-ray, I think it's about 6 or 8 months. This next X-ray, you'll see the difference. So hold on, let me show you that. Hold on one second. All right. Did you see that? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's an amazing difference. And that's not finished. That's not finished. Uh, she just had the final one, like what you saw, that X-ray. After that X-ray, they took the the brace out of her right leg because the right leg was fine. It was good. But the left leg was still a little problematic. So they said it'd be about another, couple of months. It ended up being, I think it ended up being about 4 more months. Yeah, 4 more months. And we went back and we checked, and we could look and tell, that her legs are great now. And the the uh, the the X-ray. I wanted to show it to you. If I can get it, I'm going to try to get it to you. But probably by the time I release this video, I won't have it because the last doctor we saw, we requested the X-rays. He never sent it. And it really wasn't him. I shouldn't say the doctor because it wasn't the doctor. The technician. Here, they'll send you the X-rays. They'll email it to you. It's beautiful. So that last X-ray, her legs were perfectly straight, beautiful. And I see her now. My daughter, love of my life. Besides the love of my life, Jackie, I got two women, love of my life. And man, just to see that little girl running around, happy, excited, jumping up and down. She dances. She, you know, um, kind of does her own ballet. You know, her own modern dance, her own jazz dance. She makes it up, knowing that for the rest of her life, she's gonna be okay in that area. For me, worth every moment coming here for that. If nothing else, to look at my child and see a deformity that my child had removed. Yeah, yeah, that's what for me being alive is about. And I wish that I had the ability in some way to do that for all children in the world, and all all human beings, all people. That's real. Um, and that's why you see me, I'm going so hard when it comes to talking about this particular system that we live under. And I just like in this video, I'm trying to make sure you understand it's very important, because all of the things that we're being told about, oh, well, it's cost prohibitive, and well, there's no money, and then they convince people that people will actually stand up and tell you, no, there's nothing wrong. That's not fair. It's not supposed to be free. There's no free lunch. Uh-uh, uh-uh. Imagine, imagine if the sun in the sky had the ability to think and reason, and the sun decided that, well, I gave you warmth yesterday, the day before that. In fact, last few years, I warmed you, made sure that you had enough sunlight to grow the plants and foods that you need to eat. But tomorrow, I'm not going to do that, because I think there should be some money exchanged here. Oh, yeah, you don't have money? Well, some of you do. And that's enough for me. Now, this is the sun talking, not me. But since some of you do have money, I'm only going to provide the warmth and the protection of my heat and my rays to those who can afford to pay me for that. Now, the other ones, I'm sorry, but you won't be able to get any sunlight. And if that causes you harm, again, I'm sorry. Because I prefer capitalism. Now, doesn't have to be that way. I've seen many documentaries about countries that, through their various programs, give you free health care. Or it's so inexpensive that everybody can afford it, which that's what it should be. Now, I'm not talking about inexpensive so everybody can afford it. I'm not talking about that. You could have a small fee if to kind of help in the economic system, circulate the money through the medical system so that you can have the jobs and have people have salaries and things like that. But besides that, a profit, and like in America, it's like, you know, you go into the hospital, and before they'll do any service with you, they're going to ask you, do you have your medical insurance? You bleeding to death. You know, I'm not saying they won't help you. You maybe you're on the stretcher, and somebody's trying to get you to sign some papers while you're bleeding to death. Oh my God. So that's kind of what I'm getting at, that those things don't have to be that way, but because of the capitalist economic system, they've brainwashed people to believe that even their own health, there should be some monetary exchange for it, and those who don't have the money, well, too so sad, too bad. But didn't mean to get into all that, but I did want to let you know that that's some good news there. That's some really good news that my daughter is great now. It's fantastic. So I'm really excited about that. The quality health care here that's available is fantastic. Now, I remember a comment was made to me in one of the videos that, well, that's for people with money. But that's exactly what I'm addressing here. It's wrong. And we can't, as African people, think oh, the great America, and follow the W's. Because their system isn't working and people aren't happy. But the people in Africa, they don't know that. Like the rest of the world, they're bombarded with propaganda of how great America is and the system is the best. And the capitalists, they shy away from capitalists. They substitute that with democratic society. For leaders of the free world, they bombard the people with that message. And so the people who've never been there have no idea that it's false. They have no idea. They believe the propaganda. And so then it's natural that those who come up in the political system, and some of them know better, but the people are easily convinced, the masses of the people are easily convinced to follow the same practices in the United States. And we want to be modern. They think that's modern. And it's actually a very sad situation that people have to struggle through life. So some other people can have unlimited money. It's very, very sad. Very, very sad. So anyway, but the good news is my daughter is great and she's happy and I'm happy. And I hope that if any of you have, like if you have, hey, listen, you don't even have to have the insurance here. I think it's possible if you had some kind of issue like that, get on a plane, come here with a hotel and just pay cash. I think they'll take it. I don't recall, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't recall any issues that dealt with visa or anything like that. And I remember looking at documentaries where people who had issues would go to different countries because the procedure that they needed, they were able to pay in what the third world countries, they were able to pay. So check it out. I'll see if I can look into it. I'll ask around, see what I can find out. But just thought I'd let you know and kind of give us a lighthearted story, a good story along with some of the other content that I do. All right. Hope you guys have a great night. It's good talking to you again. It's good to be back. I look forward to meeting as many of you as I can. I feel bad because when people come here, I'm very busy trying to survive, and so I don't get to spend as much time as I would like. But um, hopefully we can get things settled down to a point where there's more time. Remember, I came here to retire, but I'll talk to you more about that in a later video. Some of the things as to why I was away for a while. So again, just wanted to give you some good positive, a good positive story. It's very, very nice. Something happened great here in Tanzania, and I'm really proud of it and happy about the good brothers and sisters having the expertise and skill to provide wonderful service here. All right. You guys have a great night. Good talking to you. It's just kind of like a special episode of the night chat. I usually like to do those outside, but it was getting late and it was something that was on my mind. I really wanted to share it with you. So, all right. You guys have a great night. Talk to you soon. Uhuru. Uhuru. Uhuru.